Can you hear me now? Okay. Can you hear me now? Okay. Yeah. So sorry about that. I started talking, but I get a chance to I guess do it better this time. Yeah. So um first of all, I want to shout out to everyone who is watching uh right now, everybody who is going to come in. See Marcus Romero Productions down there. He's the early bird. Uh Yeah, just wanted to speak on this real quick. Realize that it's very late, but there will be people that would tune in. Shout out to the replay gang. So if you are a part of the replay gang, comment below. So yeah, and for those of you whose first time is here, please hit that subscribe button. Yeah, and for existing subs, please make sure that you are still sub to this channel. Um, I just want to make sure that what what whatever I do over here, some countermeasures, need to be taken just in case, things such as shadow ban or something like that takes place. Just want to make sure that we're all um as you know make sure that we're staying in the loop as far as what's going on over here. Um, okay. Shout out to the members of the channel as well. Let me get to that. Yeah. So I hope everyone is having a great week. So the members are as follows. You got Greg, Aaron P, Phil Brad, Megalodonis, Indigo Flow, D Rock Den, American Negro News, Barry Little, Yumcha 11, Black Pearl, Andre 420, Revelator, the Spirit of Variance, The Builder's Table, Source Seed, Black Light Revelations 2, and Blue Marvel 9. Thank you for your guys' support month after month. Uh, okay, so what we got to do? We're going to talk about Cam Newton. Cam Newton, uh, football player, professional athlete. Well, former professional athlete, as far as I can tell. Uh, father. Yes, this has been quite the issue for some of us here on social media. Uh, so the all of this is made up. It's made an issue by this interview that Cam Newton did with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Uh, Now, this is not going to be a attack on anyone. Nothing is ever meant to be an attack on anyone's character. I know some of the things, being said around the space. Um, I'll just give you from my view of everything, which is harsh and brutal. Which, I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to prove anything by saying that, but uh, um, I've been a part of some very tough conversations in my day. I say that, and this one was no different. Sometimes when people in general talk to us the way that Dr. Bryant spoke with Cam Newton, uh, I would say Cam Newton's big advantage, and this is something that we always use as a people ourselves. And when I say as a people, I mean our people, black people. We'll say something like the biggest advantage is that this man has money, that he's rich, that he's well, high value. And high value high value man is a word that is thrown around, quite a bit, due to who, rest in peace, making the term popular. Okay, so um, my thing is the because of that person, there ever since then, people have wanted to find an antithesis to that person, and now we have a word like low functioning floating around, and I wouldn't say it's something that's like major. People are allowed to use words if they want. I mean, the whole point of being on YouTube actually is the usage of words. But I don't think I had a massive problem with anything that she said. I don't think I have. I mean, it's but and my belief is the reason why that is because I'm not Cam Newton. Shoot, and I'm saying it to say is that I'm not a millionaire. Cam Newton is. I learned a great many things in this interview, such as uh, I didn't know all his kids were living with him, and I believe that's important because there was also this word being thrown around during the interview as well, broken home. Broken home, and I'll always have a problem with it because if all 8 kids live first of all, if all 8 kids were living with them, how is that a broken home? I mean, that's a pretty well-established home. I mean, and the hypocrisy of the belief that marriage is important now when we have a people that protest marriage quite a bit, make the point of saying that marriage is, an outdated concept, expressing views, such as that and similar to that, or, marriage is disadvantageous to said gender at whatever time is appropriate, because the arguments that are on both sides, I mean, they just come in and go out at a ridiculous pace. Well, marriage doesn't benefit men. Marriage doesn't benefit women. Blah blah blah. Yeah, and Cam, I would kind of have to say his thinking is out there, but the reason why his thinking is out there is because his money allows him to be. Y'all can be those. I mean, and for those of you who are listening who think like this, you guys can be those ones that can say money doesn't matter all you want. Money does matter, especially if you have a lot of it. And let's think about the positives here. Cam Newton is a pillar in his community. He's a pillar in his community, and he's a baby maker that says he wants more. I was like, God damn. It's like him and Nick Cannon and who's the other guy? That NBA guy, NBA young boy. It's just wow. But these guys are being allowed to do that. And people speak as, if there is something wrong with it. So my view on that is I don't know. Famous people. It's famous people. Famous people, rich people, wealthy people. They go by a different set of rules. And, you know, um, one thing I notice about these women that are getting pregnant by these millionaire guys, these famous guys, is that they are all exceptional as far as their looks and the proverbial meal ticket. Yeah, one could argue that these women are making babies with these guys because of a meal ticket. Guarantees them a functionally extravagant life just because they have a baby by these guys, you know? Like 50 Cent said, have a baby by me, baby, be a millionaire. Interesting, I bring up 50 Cent song because 50 Cent was mentioned in this interview as well. See, context was all over the place. I mean, I could follow much of the interview, but what I saw was a reflection of some of the conversations that I've heard between men and women. Um, like in spaces closest to these, I mean, people would give, Dr. Bryant her props as far as her level of education, her mental acumen, uh, her really good vocabulary, and she curses too. I like her. I liked her sprinkling in a few curse words here and there. What up, bad hombre, revelator, spirit of variance? I see you down there. Thanks for coming. Please press like on the way in. Yeah, yeah, that's a picture of a woman that has a, I don't know, pseudo concerned look on her face. We have to give a, she's in pretty good shape. We always are saying stuff about how important our health is and how much shape that we should stay in, and she has done a pretty decent job, and I cannot, I mean, you can say that that is kind of an angry look. It's not a warm, friendly smile, but she has a great body. Yeah, she does. And, for us men who think with our other head, I think we would be just fine with that. I mean, if she was wearing just a barbecue sandwich, we wouldn't care about this conversation between her and Cam Newton. And I'm saying this as a guy who has internet spectators. That man said thick and angry. Yes, Nightish was good. Yeah, yeah. She is a very attractive woman. Yeah, so, but we're not here to talk about how attractive she is. I don't know. Maybe some of us will. I mean, uh, she looks like the type that celebrated the death of the pod. Okay. Uh. Look. I don't. She does this both logic, I would say. But oh yeah, getting back to 50 Cent. Yeah, I mentioned him. That song that he had. I believe that song was with Neo, like saying "Have a baby by me," because Cam Newton, because she works with 50 Cent, and Cam Newton asked her if 50 was a low functioning man, and I know I believe I can speculate where 50 Cent was coming from with that. Um, yeah, I mean not 50 Cent, Cam Newton. I can speculate where Cam Newton was coming from with that because of 50's estranged son, Marquise. Yeah, because that's definitely a broken home right there. And the context, I believe, people, especially people on social media, because this is the group of people that we refer to as we do these shows. Uh, According to that, a broken home is just simply a man and a woman procreating, and they're not married or something like that. Um, my thing is the contradiction in saying broken home is that if there was no home in the beginning, how can it be a broken home? If it were like, say, backseat boogie, sex in the backseat of a car, or just some random act of Netflix and chill without a living arrangement between the two, and she gets pregnant, how can it be a home? So it's just that when we say stuff like broken home, do we really understand what the fuck we saying? Ray Hama the Hama Force was good. Do we really understand that? I don't get us sometimes. I mean, we just want something to exist um instead of the truth. Like, so, but there's another there's another element to this is like, it is, and I'm not this, like I said, I'm not trying to be this space hater or anything like that. But uh, we often talk about the guys who are the baby makers, the small percentage of guys, that are having babies by all these women. And I mean, no, I said that Cam Newton belongs to an exceptional group of people, and the women that he impregnates looks like Instagram models, and what do they call these women? Exotical or something like that. They're exotic women, and they want a long term plan. So, but if he's voluntarily doing it, and they are voluntarily getting their club shot up, then hey, there's there's uh there's two variables that are responsible for the situation that is happening with the child, and that's the mother and the father. Doesn't seem like anyone is forced to do anything. But to say that he wants more, that's kind of crazy. But that's his business. He can afford to do that. The problem lies in the guys and the women who can afford to do it. The ones that's looking for the child support plan, the 18-year plan, the broke bitch plan. Yeah. The ones that stand a chance to be very harmful to a child because the only thing they thought about was, receiving a check per month instead of raising them actually or raising her. Because I mean, we've been talking about the consequences of, unprotected sex, for a long, long time. We have, we've had campaigns on television, and now with the dawn of the internet and the upsurge of search engines like Google and Yahoo, where information is at your fingertips, you can find any of this information. What happens if you have unprotected sex? So people like me, we don't try to do this. We don't say these things from a place of hate. We don't we don't say, okay, if you're going to get pregnant, then there's some things that you have to understand from there on out. That's why, way, way, way back in the day, it was just this big thing when a girl got pregnant and didn't have a husband. But, see, because you have pro athletes that have these big ass salaries and these nest eggs that are worth million. What is Cam Newton's net worth? Like what six? Last time I checked, I believe it was like 64 million. And Also, last time I checked, he actually invests in his people. And when I say his people, he says, I mean black people. We always complain about the black celebrities that don't do nothing. Cam Newton is worth $75 million. $75 million, which means he could probably pay for like what, I don't know, 4 or 5 more kids. As long as he continue to, invest, I guess, have expenditures that are able to maintain his wealth and net worth and everything, then really, like I said, is none of any of our business what he does. And I will say it again, is the broke niggas that we're concerned about making babies and shit. And all of you sitting up here complaining on the internet about, it but you are participating in lives that are the very environments that some of you complain about. Outspoken introvert says his latest baby mama said she'd rather be a rich man's baby mama than build a with a middle class man. She made a choice. Yeah, they all make those choices, man. They are fully aware of what they're doing. But then when we get in these internet conversations, there's this big old pretending like they don't know what they're doing and they're somehow um victims of these men who just, are serial baby makers, you know, through sex that they just had to have. I mean, I guarantee you, if any of us black men were worth $75 million, we'll probably have a bunch of kids around here too, because there's a lot of fine ass women that will be throwing pussy at you. You know, one thing that is supposedly plagues the black man is lack of penis control. You know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is, it's like, okay, if I were to throw up a stat, is it 54% of black men do not have kids? So if most black men don't have kids, that means that, hey, many of us can say that this isn't our fault. I mean, which does not make it. What do y'all, what do you have these names for these black men who say stuff that you don't like? Losers, incels, names like that. Nerds, geeks, dorks. Shoot. Oh, Pookies also. I mean, even though if a broke dude was doing it, it would be Pookie behavior, but that just shows you the level of man that many of these females like. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying this out of a hatred for a group of people, but if you participate in said behavior, you get what comes with it. It's not just gonna be the guys and not everybody else. Although I don't like I don't like to do tit for tat, but it's just like it is what it is. Shoot, that's what a lot. They want the millionaire nigga. They are complaining about the millionaire nigga that's married to the white woman. But when they hook up with the black guy and have the baby by him, they're still complaining. See, can't win for nothing. But a lot of people on social media just want to use this story right here. I mean, and what's the topic? What Cam Newton just proved about some of us black men. I've seen all kinds of feedback about this. Having all these choice words for Cam Newton and praising Dr. Bryant. But there's also those that are have displayed some disagreement Even some would display disdain for Dr. Cheyenne Bryan as well. So let's just throw that out there. Let's just face the facts. She's a very accomplished woman, but she's what, 41 years old. She's not married. I believe she stated that she was engaged twice, but they didn't work out both times. She wants kids. That's plural. And with being 41, that window is closing. I mean, she's in great shape, but I mean, scientific research and years of women having babies would, hey. uh so she wants to be married. She said that man you know, she's going to be I mean, well, he's going to be her everything. Some would have liked the way she described how she would view her man, but I mean, saying it is one thing, doing it is a whole other ball game. Yeah. So who wouldn't want an accomplished, beautiful woman? You know. And I think she was on some cap. She said something to the effect of, it doesn't matter if he's some to the fact that it doesn't matter if he's making a lot of money. I don't believe that shit. Not with her. That man's gonna have to be about something. Okay, and I don't know, maybe some feel as if I'm giving her too much credit, but I don't believe that she's gonna settle down and get pregnant by a broke pookie, because if that were to happen, it would have happened by now. So, but the people saying that Cam Newton got did the fuck in, she'll go to Ebony K route. Oh, what you mean, white man, or just become a single mom? Oh, yeah, yeah, like Ebony K was saying, just go ahead and become a single mom, and that's it, because we ain't got time to sit around and blah blah blah, just dumb shit. I mean, she said she would, and yes, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant said she would date outside her race too. So that just opens up all her options to other groups of men. Yeah, yeah. Kim asked her, has she ever dated outside her race? She said, yeah, she's dated outside her race, and that is very well her business. There would not be a whole. There's never really a whole lot of negative feedback for black women who date white men. That's just, or any other group of men. Not that's not something that black women will ever receive. And by the way she looks, black men will forgive her anyway. That's what we do. The women, they stay pretty much on code. If you date a white woman or you marry a white woman, you're a hated figure, just like Steve Urkel. The actor who played Steve Urkel. Yeah, but usually, I mean, if and I'm not one that sits up there and try to shame women because they are a certain age or whatever like that. But really, you're 41, and again, not with the tit for tat, but we as men understand that if we're 30 or 35, we're not married or we don't have children. You know, People look at us like we got a rainbow flag hanging in our bedroom and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and there's nobody really looking at or examining, although it should be looked at and examined, as to why she's not married, because most of you niggas is trying to fuck. Man, you got to sit through all that conversation, all that psycho. and analytic babble. Like, eh. Some people say she spoke like kind of a feminist. There were some talking points that could have been interpreted as such. But I don't know. When you hear it so much, it just seems like it's just the usual. Um, I'm mostly over just the like just l- l- looking for the agreeableness in it. I mean, if it's a good conversation to be had, it isn't doesn't for me, if it's between a man and a woman trying to make make their point with each other, it is no problem with me. It's just for me, ultimately in the end, men do win. For for people to sit up there and espouse and continue. Oh, what's good, Donnie? I see you down there. YS for W, my habitual line stepper brother. The people were just like, you know, it's like the gender differences are just important to a lot of you guys. You know, and I know when people hear me say that, they're gonna be like, "Oh, well, the men too." And I wasn't being gender specific, so just gonna cut you off if you're thinking that. And I have a right to assume that because I've seen it so many times. Yeah. But to blatantly take Dr. Cheyenne Bryant's side just to reassure the gender of the black woman that you girls are okay and you are smart, you are strong. Everybody was calling her strong too. Yeah, I don't love that kind of terminology because it's context that, you know, that it offers to how we perceive the women. Strong doesn't mean like no, no. I guess being an articulate bitch. When they love the product of black men, white women call for Obama. Yeah, yeah, Barack Obama. Yeah, I've made that point in the past. Like when it's like everyone loves Barack Obama and his black family, but everybody hates interracial dating when it's black men and white women. But look at the products. I don't know. I ain't exactly say it like that, but it was something like that. Um, yeah. So, how would y'all feel about that? Would y'all try to holler at her? You know, she's single. Shit. Shit. You guys, I'm good. Yeah. So, anyway, yeah. I was getting back to how everyone loves to put the black man and the black woman at odds. When some people, you know, well, yeah, some of us that are black, unfortunately, are blatantly wrong for trying to keep the mess up. You know, I don't think it's an accurate assessment to call Cam Newton a fuckboy if he has all his children living with him, or to call it a broken home. It doesn't make any sense when all of them stay in the same home and all of them are financially supported with no problem. What the fuck kind of logic is that? Broken home, dysfunction, dysfunction. Still, again, all your kids living with you. But I did see an interesting. I got an interesting screenshot here. And the reason why I'm showing this because of the underlying message of what's being said. Said, would you still be with a man that openly says he's still looking for his wife? I'm waiting on God to send my wife. Now, through everyone's concept of God, through God, all things are possible. So we can't argue with that. You know, if God wants to send Cam Newton a wife, then hey, that is God's will. What up, Chaos Rain? Was that Cam Newton said while still with current baby mama Jasmine Brown. I guess that's that partner he was talking about during this. Cortez Smith. I'm tired of hearing simps talk about how fine she is when she a regular looking chick. This shows how simping even so called red pill men are. I mean, I've said, I've acknowledged it. It's not. It is. We're going we're going to as heterosexual men assess how a woman looks. I mean, and it can be from a positive standpoint or a critical standpoint. We don't hesitate to say what we think about the Lizos of the world. I mean, shit, might as well say she's curvy. But when it's spun into something like, ah, oh, she right. Yeah, she's echoing the sisterhood and she right, y'all. She right. Then that becomes a problem. Yeah. As if the man is the whole cause. Now, like I said, I can understand if these men were forcing themselves on these women. I can understand that. That's totally wrong and fucked up. But shit. I'm just saying that the women in these situations, they just seem to know what they're doing. She's okay, but dudes over exaggerated. They talking like she's Selma Hayek. When you look at closer face, you see the mummy look. She's like, what you saying? She look like stage one Imhotep. I ain't gonna do it like that. I don't know. I didn't like the ponytail pull back when she was interviewing Nick Cannon. I admit that I was a little put off by that, but still, she doesn't look like that bent over. Like shit. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm saying that as a man. Saying, yeah, I mean, it's a stage one Imhotep. Like just, uh, yeah. But the underlying message of the screenshot is these women are choosing to be in this situation. They're choosing it, and we can't do anything about the choices that they make. We can do they make for interesting conversation on social media, but that's about it. Yeah, it's Cam Newton, a guy that's worth $75 million, and he got 8 kids. I know a couple guys that got around the same amount of kids throughout my life. 8 kids. But I will tell you, one of those guys had all 8 kids by the same woman. And they were married. Oh no, no, wait a minute. Let me stop lying. I think he had one that was an outside kid, and the other 7 were by the same woman. Yeah. So, and he wasn't a millionaire. So let me retract that. The other guy, he just had kids all over the place. But it amazes me how they are able to accomplish this, and to make it so bad. These women know about each other. They know these guys got babies by other guys. So how much fault can it be of the general populace of black men? How much fault can it? How much of my fault it can it be? I mean, it's my fault I have my kid, but hey, it's not my fault that there's a bunch of stupid motherfuckers out there that didn't think about the consequences of unprotected sex. Every fucking thing is about sex with you guys. Yeah, the dirty mind. But but as far as problem for the woman, I haven't watched the Nick Cannon interview yet. Maybe that's what everybody talking about. The Nick, when as far as the negativity, the negative outlook of Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. And there's some people out there that say that Cam Newton got humbled. There are some people out there that say Cam Newton exposed Dr. Cheyenne Bryant as someone that may be underqualified for the conversation. And I'm gonna go ahead and say this to you guys. I don't care about everyone has a right to pitch in their point of view. You can't just cherry pick and you know say who you like versus who you don't like, or or try to throw up all of these disclaimers and qualifiers because all of us have something to say. She's not even a real doctor. Oh shit. Doc, she's just Cheyenne Bryant. She just calls herself like Doc. Uh, man, let me let me look this up real quick. Like, what does she have a doctorate in? I mean, hold up. Let's see, doctor. I'm looking it up now. Cheyenne, right? Uh, Psychology expert, life coach. Oh shit, life coach, psychology expert. She's read some books. She went to a non-accredited school. Like Corey Holcomb said, Doctor of what? The Nick Cannon interview was some BS. Didn't see the Cam interview. Yeah, I listened to the Cam interview the other day. I mean, it wasn't nothing like that. Was just this spectacular thing that just made everyone think, wow. Since I'm looking at Cam Newton, people talk like Cam Newton got assassinated. I was like, get the fuck out of here. That shit. Hey, I'm a life coach. Did y'all know that by listening to me? I'm a life coach. And I got some. I'm gonna do some coaching right now. All right, y'all ready? Here it goes. Use some common goddamn sense. Life coach, feminist biatch who thinks she knows everything and teaches women to use men. Mm. I had to see some of her other material. Oh yeah, 50 Cent. 50 Cent. Yeah, I said something about 50 Cent. Old Curtis Jackson. The guy, the only person that I've seen that managed to actually put 50 Cent in check about something was Chelsea Handler. So Dr. Bryant, I mean, well, Cheyenne Bryant, life coach, psychology expert, would not talk down on 50 Cent, which might have made it seem hypocritical. Shatterstar Games. Yeah. Oh, what's good, man? If I didn't shout you out, that might have seemed hypocritical. Like I said, I believe I brought up what went on with his son, his estranged son, Marquise. But 50 Cent, but with her working with 50 Cent, and I believe continuing to work with 50 Cent on various projects and ideas. If she were to speak, and this is past history with 50 Cent, if she were to speak any kind of negative about 50 Cent, he would cut her off. He cut the game off. He cut Young Buck off. He cut Lloyd Banks off. Well, he cut the game and Young Buck off for speaking on some shit when, in his eyes, he should have been loyal to G Unit. So that I wouldn't believe that characteristic has gone away. So I wouldn't have wanted her to kill a resource like that. It would not have made any sense. But just the mere fact that she wouldn't answer the question, it makes sense. But still, that shows a crack in her foundation. That's why I don't believe in expert of shit when it comes to. I mean, I've seen some women on social media say some crazy things, and then they be very accomplished, or they have these jobs that qualifies them to say this, but they'll say like the girl who she was the therapist, um and she basically was dragging black men on her social media, and then she got fired. Now she got her OnlyFans, and she's not doing all that great now. Yeah, I don't. You just you entrust people like that with their, uh, to listen to their expert opinion. Yeah, but social media reveals quite a bit about the stupidity and mentality of certain folks who have these kinds of jobs. Now, are we going to get caught up with how she articulates? Let me go back to the other image. Dr. Bryant, Dr. Cleaver is Cheyenne Bryant. That joke wasn't executed at all well, but uh, do we trust what she says per se? Do because of her qualifications as a psychology expert, life coach, adamant speaker, uh, that I mean, many times it's seen as if she was in a full scale debate or carried herself. And outspoken introvert, I would have to agree with that. No matter how accomplished the Keisha Spirit is and all of them, just let them talk long enough. Yeah, because their loyalty to their own private part will shine through sooner or later. It's a measure to defeat the other gender. It is a it is it is the very mentality that I see on social media each week. It is each fucking week. Shit. And people act like it is a bad thing to try to call that out. But continue to call it out, brothers. Yeah, but personally, would I have to listen to anything I have that she has to say and not be a complete pig in front of her? I mean, just I don't know, man. My thing is, I just believe in a very man way of doing things. Especially when it comes to these types of conversations. Because a lot of that stuff, you could just throw that in the could care less bin. I'm just saying there is that there is that choice. I mean, it just her face alone, she laser focused on some fuckery. Mm. They all hate black men. I knew she was a misandrist the moment I saw her. Didn't have to look hard to find proof. I mean, if you want to say something like, she did a lot. She fits the profile of a lot of online misandrists. If you want to pull out some of the stuff that she said, like say for instance, saying stuff like the dysfunction, the low functioning, a man can be high value, but he can be low functioning, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, just a constant look for the antithesis to KS, someone who is willing to date outside of their race, someone who thinks that she is an authority on what black men think, but no one can say anything about her or women. I mean, once she said that, anything she could have said about Cam Newton or Nick Cannon, because she threw out something like, "Oh, you can't comment on women because you're not a woman." So everything you're saying about the behavior of the man, basically, you can just go ahead and throw out right now and just focus on women because you're a woman. So that I mean, people say shit like that, but don't understand what a slippery slope it is. She randomly said black women are doing better than black men, but then said I'm not trying to make it a competition. Yeah, it's kind of like when your talking points butt heads, huh? I mean, just to reflect, what I just got through saying, like, no matter what their qualifications are, no matter if their job tailors to the subject matter that they speak on, their personal feelings will always come into it when it comes to some gender stuff. She called Stedman Graham low functioning. No, I wouldn't say low functioning. I mean, yeah, because being Oprah's boyfriend is enough. Is obviously there's some type, and no pun intended when I say this. There's been some type of shell that has been penetrated there when it comes to Stedman Graham. You know, Stedman Graham, I would say, is probably the slickest. Yeah, yeah, but my thing is, and I will continue to say this, and maybe I don't know, maybe it's just something that others are saying and I'm not saying. I wasn't really all that upset with her. Maybe just because I just kind of expected it. I expect this kind of thing. But like I said, if she talking about she want to have children, kids plural, she better hurry up. And she kind of risking it right now. She says she wants to be married. She wants to have children. Hey, great, awesome, good luck. If you like it, I love it. If you can do it, hey, I'll be one of the first ones to shake your hands and look you in your eye and tell you congratulations. Congratulations. I thought it could have been me. Oh, okay. He was rich before he got with Oprah. Well, people don't do their research and they're always going to look at the fact that Oprah is a lot richer. I mean, and she's amongst the one of the richest people in the United States. Like, let's see. She's truly insane. Black women live in a different reality in their minds. She said black women are above black men and black men are above white men. Yeah. Yeah. That's not true. But, like I said, just oh wait a minute, black men are above white women. Yeah. Yeah, that's their ideal of racial pride, living in a matriarch. She has figured out the low function hypothesis, LOL. That sounds good. That all sounds good on her part, but we all know her chances of having children at her age is a snowball's chance in hell. Yeah, and it could cause health complications. But I'm gonna go ahead and I mean, she said black men are above white women in status. Her Becky envy is showing. I mean, unless they are all divinely connected through feminism, they're going to take shots at white women just because they believe that white women have something that they don't have. This standard of beauty and this access to generational wealth. It's mythical. Yeah, her coochie might be smelling rough. Gives off succubus energy. You mean that? You mean that what you believe is she'll ensnare you to your detriment? That's what you believe, Ray. She'll lure you in with the she'll lure you in with the scent. Oh man, you guys, you guys. So let's see. Forgot what I was gonna say. Ray done fucked me up. I blame you, guy. Yeah, but oh yeah. What Cam Newton just proved about some of us black men. Some of us black men, we're scared. We're scared of women, and we're always trying to prove to women that we're on their side. And we try to use guys like Cam Newton, guys that we can't compete with just because of their level of money. If you believe you can pull off, what Cam Newton has pulled off, and you're watching, and you are one of those haters, go right ahead, be my guest, but do not miss a payment. That's all I'll say. Cam Newton alright with me. He been alright with me ever since he played at Auburn and won that national championship. Seeing I'm from the state of Alabama and I chose Auburn over the University of Alabama, Cam Newton gets two thumbs up from me. And for us to be judgmental about him having 8 children that live with him, I would always say, just like y'all want to throw out them arguments about Kamala Harris and uh, put your list of accomplishments up against hers. And then, I answer with, I'm a registered voter, you dumbass. But it's just like that. I will challenge you to put your uh list of assets and bank account numbers up against Cam Newton's, and his net worth says that he can take care of 8 kids. One more time, I will say the problem is broke niggas. Broke niggas who keep creating these kids, and but how mad can you be at them really if they're if the well of pussy and unprotected sex that is available to them is not being cut off? I can't go around dick policing every guy. No, guy, don't do that. I know she's ready to receive it, but don't do that, man. I can't go around and do that. You know, I'm not gonna try to cover everyone's stupidity. So coming over here and say that, oh my God, he's not making men accountable. Okay, so let me go ahead and let me show you how like they use the news media to make black men accountable. And then I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here. Oh, look at that. This is motherfucking Golf Digest. The title of the article. Cam Newton dresses like 80-year-old grandmother, plays like one too. Disrespectful. Now, while this is some shit right here, like, I guarantee you, you know, no matter how much money I have, I will never be caught in an outfit like this. But why is Golf Digest dragging this man like this? Why? But see, by showing you guys this, that, like I said, this is what I like to call, this is how they make black men accountable. you know. But again, he's worth $75 million. And I will also tell you something else about Cam Newton as well. He's very confrontational. If you talk some shit about him, he will confront you. He's that guy. And I don't want a man confronting me dressed like that. I'm sorry. It's just it's embarrassing. It's kind of demeaning, so to speak, I would say. But anyway, uh all right. So black men who sitting up here trying to give kudos and points to the sisterhood, shut the fuck up. You have a right to speak, but shut the fuck up. Nobody needs you, man. Not even those women you simp for. Cam Newton humble? No, I don't think so. Creating a broken home. There has to be a home present. But I don't think Cam Newton's home is broken. I think with him having all his kids stay there, I believe that's just fine. So anyway, I'm about to get out of here. Replay gang members, chat participants who do this every time I go on the air. Thank you for being here with me this late night. And I'm still constantly working on a way to have earlier start time. So but for those of you who are here, thank you for enduring with me this Friday. Hey Simps, your one disagreement for being lumped in with us. Remember? Oh yeah. And I mean, like that's the that's the one weakness with simping. The one time they disagree with the sisterhood is done with them. Done with them. It might as well be every other guy. You know, the past, nah, we gonna forget the past. And that's why simps should shut the fuck up. But because they are absolutely worthless. I'm sorry. They're worthless. They are a worthless lot of guys. The only reason why they exist is to distract the conversation. That's it. Otherwise, they are worthless. If I had Cam money, I wouldn't have my little football team here in the States. Shit better have that overseas where you can have all women and kids in one house. Yeah. Yeah, because he didn't say he had all the women in one house. He said he had all the kids in one house. And I'm pretty sure they ain't got a want for nothing. So the conflating is obvious with people. But anyway, let's just display what the outspoken introvert basically encapsulating tonight's theme. Much appreciated to you guys. Uh yeah, so let's see. I will be back Saturday night with another interesting topic and yeah, like I said, hopefully it'll be a good start time. But Saturday night, it's college football season and the NFL is back. So what up, Phil Brad? That man just pulled up. So yeah, I'm about to wrap this up, bro. But good to see you. Uh anyway, that's it. Long live the habitual line steppers. And finish your week strong. Black man. Peace.